Too often, certain neighborhoods in Brooklyn are portrayed as places of crime and poverty while ignoring a rich history of artistic and cultural expression. This coming weekend, you are invited to take an afternoon to experience Central Brooklyn at a community arts and culture walk celebrating the launch of the One Brooklyn Fund.
That's right. To fill us in on the details, we're happy to welcome back to BK Live from Bedford-Stuyvesant, the founder and CEO of the Noel Pointer Foundation, Ms. Chinita Pointer. Welcome back, ma'am.
How are you doing, Brian?
Doing well. Always good to see you.
Good to see you also.
And we're also happy to have here joining us again at the table is Brooklyn's Borough President. You may recognize him, Mr. Eric Adams. Thanks for both joining us.
Yes, how are you?
Good,
guys. Good to see you both.
Wow.
You know, thank you for karaoke. Oh. One of our good judges.
I have to be honest with you, that was my first time actually going to a karaoke event, which your people said that was a good thing because it was fresh eyes, yes. It was so many different favorites and people's like that, so to be unbiased.
Aaron has been moonlighting. For those of you who don't know, he got the call from the VP's office and showed up to judge a karaoke
the most amazing
contest.
thing about that event was the fact that you had gone to pretty much every precinct in the entire borough to find the talent.
Yes.
And I thought that was just an amazing thing because when you talk about One Brooklyn, you truly are making Brooklyn one destination, one place for one people. So to piggyback on that, can you tell us about the One Brooklyn Fund?
Well, I think the One Brooklyn Fund is an amazing institution, and you know, there was an article in the paper today critiquing, you know, the fund. What people don't realize is that there are so many underground nonprofit organizations. They don't receive endowments like the Brooklyn Museum of Art or the ballet or the opera. You know, they're on the ground hustling, you know, trying to get dollars to keep the doors open. So the One Brooklyn Fund is our way of identifying nonprofit organizations, and doing things that really improve the quality of life for Brooklynites. I stated from the time I was elected, I don't want to build buildings, I want to build people. Financial literacy, anti-violence, healthcare. How do we allow people to find their purpose, use resources to increase how they can make this great place? You know, the popularity of the brand must turn into prosperity for everyone.
Well, popularity and prosperity for 20 years now, which seems baffling to me because we've known you for a few years here at the network.
Yes.
You've been out there doing the work with young people at the Noel Pointer Foundation. So I want to know how you got involved in this One Brooklyn.
Well, we're located in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, and of course that's Central Brooklyn, and we provide a string music instruction to children throughout the 5 boroughs. And we're in 26 New York City public schools, and we have our headquarters in Bedford-Stuyvesant Restoration, where we teach kids ages 4 through high school how to play string instruments. And we got a call about being a part of this wonderful Central Brooklyn Arts and Culture Walk. And of course, we love to give our kids every opportunity that we can. So of course we said yes. So our Fantasia string players will be a part of this wonderful opportunity to perform. And they'll start out at the Grand Army Plaza, then they'll walk over to the park across from the Brooklyn Museum, and then we will finish up in the parking lot of the Brooklyn Museum performing.
Sounds like a party, a performance.
And we use that stretch of real estate, and Manhattan has this thing called the Museum Mile, where all the cultural institutions on Fifth Avenue. Right. And so we want people to see the heart of culture. It's really in the borough of Brooklyn, and by teaming up with the Noel Pointer Foundation, really no one really personified the diversity of music the way Brother Pointer did. You know, here you had this African American who was playing the violin in this very creative way that made young people realize that you don't have to be this stiff to play the violin, and the dance, the creativity. And so by having his organization and the foundation as a partnership, it's just a real win, because we're bridging the real pioneer of coolness in the borough and bringing it to today, where we're going to have so many things that's taking place, from the park on Clawson Avenue, the Brooklyn Children's Museum, the Jewish Children's Museum, the Botanical Garden, the Brooklyn Museum, the library, and the park where the main stage is going to be. It's just going to be a real win.
So you don't
I'm
even
at the
have to leave home. Like you mentioned Museum Mile, but
about
you
to bring my
can
bike out, too.
You can walk down the street and experience all the same cultural enrichment. And the cool thing is, like, everyone is welcome to come, but it really reinforces that it's already here.
It is.
It has been here, right?
Yes, no, so true, so true. And I think that when people see some of the art, and the overall goal is that we're in this amazing place, but so many people are living in silos. They only go to the same Baptist church or the same synagogue or the same mosque.
Your little route.
You know, and our children need to understand, as I say often, that the real classroom is not within the confines of a school building. It is this great community. And when our children, if you listen to the sounds of dancing feet, you'll see the diversity of the borough. Someone could be doing the salsa in Sunset Park. Someone could be doing the Yemen dance in Bay Ridge. Someone can be doing the Russian dance in Bensonhurst. When you bring all of that together, you realize how great this place is.
So I just want to clarify that this is a 2-day event. So if you can't make it out on the 26th, you can make it out on the 27th. My suggestion would be to come on both days. Is it the 25th and 26th?
Yes.
So you can take advantage of everything that Brooklyn has to offer. What, honestly, do you believe that this artistic exposure brings to the borough, like in terms of economics?
Well, I think Sister Pointer could probably tell us about, some of the things that when people come and see our young people perform, they see some of the real things and what's powerful about seeing some of our artists. That is, when we talk about economics, economics to me doesn't stay just in dollars and cents. What is the economics of planting the right seeds that we could produce a good product that can take over this borough in the future? And I think what she's doing and her foundation is doing is some of the things that are important. You might want to elaborate on some of that.
Well, in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, you don't see kids walking around with violins or cellos, violas, double bass. That's just unheard of. Or learning how to play classical music. But for our kids to come into our program and learn how to play these string instruments, learn how to play different genres of music, introduced to jazz, classical, and blues, this is very enriching for our culture and for our kids, because some of our kids don't even come downtown Brooklyn to the Brooklyn Museum or the Brooklyn Public Library. And these things are so important for the development of our community and our children. And so to be a part of this is enriching their lives, their children, their families, and it's opening them up to a whole new environment, a whole new community that Brooklyn has the offer. I mean, this is a rich culture that offers so many different genres and so many arts institutions, and they need to be aware of these things.
It bleeds over into every single
Every
part of the
single
life.
culture.
It really does. And then when you come to the Parkway on that day, you visit some of the local restaurants, some of the local shops. You see what Brooklyn has to offer. You start the process of really showing how we use those cultural institutions. Those cultural institutions are supposed to be the magnet that draw people in and allow people now to explore what's happening. Because those are your tax dollars.
Yeah.
You know.
Hard at work.
Well, the last 20 seconds are yours. Tell us what we're doing on the 25th and the 26th.
We have a movie taking place. Captain America was from Brooklyn. A lot of people don't know. We have a movie that's going to be the first Captain America screening behind the Brooklyn Museum.
That's on the 25th.
Right. On the 26th, we have a children's festival, and then we have a host of performances that are going to take place along the route of the Parkway. I mean, if you are a guy that is really trying to find a cheap date, this is it, man.
There you go. It starts at 12 o'clock, 12 noon.
Okay, well, enough said. We'll see you at the movies on the 25th.
We'll see you in Central
And start
Brooklyn.
your day at noon on the 26th. You can hear the kids from the Noel Pointer Foundation 3 times. Thank you both.
Thank you.
for being here.
Thank you.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Appreciate you
Thank you.
guys.
On Brooklyn.